After weeks of speculation, confusion, and countless fan theories, Freen finally broke her silence, and her words changed everything. It all started when rumors began spreading online about tension between the two beloved stars, Freen and Becky. What seemed like a simple misunderstanding quickly spiraled into a storm of headlines, with fans demanding answers from both sides. But last night, during a late-night live broadcast, Freen addressed it all, clearly, calmly, and from the heart. Freen began by thanking her fans for their patience, acknowledging that the past few weeks had been difficult for everyone involved. Then, with a steady voice, she said, "Sometimes people misunderstand what they see online. But Becky and I have always supported each other. Nothing has changed between us." Those simple words sent shockwaves across social media. Fans flooded the comments with messages of relief, joy, and support. Within minutes, Becky went live on her own account, visibly emotional but smiling. "I've seen so many people trying to speak for us," she said softly. "But it's time you hear it from me. We're okay. We've always been okay." She looked directly at the camera and added, "Freen is someone I care about deeply. No matter what happens, that won't change." The internet immediately exploded. Hashtags like hashtag #FreenBeckyClarify and hashtag WeStandWithFreenBeck trended across multiple countries. Fans posted reaction videos, edits, and messages filled with tears and heart emojis, celebrating the emotional reunion between the two stars. But what truly caught everyone's attention was what happened next. In a surprising moment, Becky received a video call notification during her live, and it was from Freen. The audience could barely contain their excitement as Becky smiled, answered the call, and Freen's familiar voice came through. "Hi," Freen said softly. "Should we tell them everything's fine?" Becky laughed through her tears. "They already know, Freen. They can see it." That brief but heartwarming moment between them was all the proof fans needed. The two exchanged a few jokes, laughed about the rumors, and even promised to meet up soon for dinner. "We'll go live together again soon," Freen teased, waving goodbye. "No worries. Everything's good." After the broadcast ended, Freen shared a photo on her Instagram story, a picture of her and Becky laughing on set, captioned simply, "Some bonds don't break." Becky reposted it with her own message, "Always by your side." The post went viral instantly. Fans began posting side-by-side images of the two from their early acting days to now, calling them the unbreakable duo. Others praised their maturity for addressing the issue so gracefully and shutting down false rumors with honesty and love. Entertainment reporters soon joined the conversation. One journalist wrote, "Freen and Becky's friendship and respect for each other have always been the foundation of their success. This moment proves that real connections in the entertainment industry still exist." Behind the scenes, sources close to both actresses revealed that the entire situation had taken an emotional toll. Both Freen and Becky had agreed to stay quiet at first, hoping things would calm down naturally. But as the rumors grew wilder, they decided it was time to speak their truth directly to their fans. In a private interview later that week, Freen said, "I think people sometimes forget that we're human too. Words can hurt, even if they come from love or curiosity. I just want everyone to know that Becky and I are on the same team, always have been, always will be." Becky echoed the sentiment in her own words, "What people saw online didn't tell the full story. What matters most is trust. We trust each other, and that's something no rumor can break." Their statements brought peace to a fan community that had been deeply divided. Supporters from all over the world flooded their social media with messages of love, calling the moment a reunion of hearts. As days passed, the two stars appeared together again, this time at a charity event. Cameras captured them walking side by side, smiling, laughing, and even holding hands briefly as they waved to fans. The image instantly became the top trending photo across multiple platforms. It was more than just a public appearance. It was a statement, a silent message to everyone watching that friendship, love, and loyalty always rise above drama. Later that night, Freen posted one more message to her followers. "Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. But today, I just wanted to say, we're okay. Thank you for believing in us." Becky replied to the post with 3 words that melted everyone's hearts, "Always with you." Their story continues, not as just co-stars, but as two people who've proven that honesty and care can withstand the pressures of fame. And in the world of entertainment, where rumors often overshadow truth, Freen and Becky's bond stands as a reminder that some relationships are simply unbreakable. This is K-drama cycle, where love, friendship, and truth always find their way through the noise. In the days following their emotional livestream, the air around Freen and Becky seemed to shift entirely. What once was tension and speculation turned into warmth and celebration. Fans who had been worried about their silence now flooded their timelines with love, creating edits, fan art, and heartfelt posts under the hashtag Freen Becky Reunited. The entertainment world couldn't stop talking about it. News outlets across Asia replayed clips from the live, calling it one of the most genuine celebrity clarifications ever. But for Freen and Becky, it wasn't about proving anything. It was about peace. After weeks of pressure, they could finally breathe again. The next morning, Freen arrived at her scheduled shoot looking lighter than she had in weeks. Crew members noticed it immediately. The smile that had been missing was back. She joked with staff, helped adjust props, and even played music on set during breaks. "You seem happy today," one of her colleagues remarked. Freen simply said, "I am. Sometimes, the truth brings calm." Meanwhile, Becky spent the day at a fan meeting that had been planned long before the controversy began. No one knew what to expect. Some feared awkward questions, others worried about public reactions. But as soon as Becky walked onto the stage, the entire crowd erupted into applause. Fans waved banners reading "We believe in you" and "Freen Beck forever." Becky's eyes welled up instantly. "I didn't expect this much love," she said, her voice trembling. "Thank you for trusting me, for trusting us." The crowd shouted Freen's name in response, and Becky smiled softly. "She's probably watching," she said with a small laugh. "If you're watching, Freen. I told you they'd never leave us." Hours later, Freen reposted a clip from the fan meet on her story with a short message, "Always proud of you." Becky replied almost instantly with a heart emoji and the words, "Right back at you." The interaction sent fans into an emotional frenzy once again. Their bond, so natural and effortless, seemed even stronger now that they had faced the storm together. It wasn't about proving friendship or denying anything. It was about mutual respect, care, and unspoken understanding. A few days later, something unexpected happened. During a charity concert, Freen appeared on stage as a surprise guest. The audience gasped when the lights dimmed, and Becky, who was performing solo, suddenly turned around to see Freen walking toward her with a mic in hand. The crowd's cheers filled the entire venue. Becky froze in surprise, covering her mouth in disbelief as Freen smiled warmly and said, "I heard this song sounds better as a duet." Laughter filled the stage, and without missing a beat, the two began to sing together, a heartfelt acoustic version of their hit drama's theme song. Their voices blended perfectly, harmonizing effortlessly, and the audience could feel every ounce of emotion between them. As the song ended, Becky turned to Freen with tears in her eyes and whispered, "Thank you for being here." Freen reached out, squeezed her hand gently, and said, "Always." That one word, "always," trended worldwide within minutes. Fans dubbed the moment the stage reunion, a perfect symbol of loyalty and friendship that refused to be shaken by gossip. After the concert, behind the stage lights and flashing cameras, Freen and Becky sat quietly in the dressing room. Freen handed Becky a bottle of water, and Becky laughed. "You know you didn't have to surprise me like that," she said. Freen smiled. "I wanted to remind you that we're still a team. No rumor can change that." Becky looked down, then back at her with a soft grin. "You already did." Over the next week, Freen and Becky began appearing together again, interviews, fan meets, and even a joint live stream where they answered fan questions directly. It was filled with laughter, inside jokes, and warmth that couldn't be faked. One fan asked, "What have you both learned from all this?" Freen paused thoughtfully and replied, "That silence is powerful, but sometimes speaking from the heart is necessary." Becky nodded in agreement. "And that love, of any kind, deserves honesty." The audience erupted in applause. Their chemistry, the trust in their eyes, and the way they looked at each other spoke volumes. Later that night, Freen posted a behind-the-scenes photo of the two sitting side by side with the caption, "No script. No acting. Just us." Becky reposted it with "Always real." The industry couldn't stop praising their authenticity. Columnists wrote that Freen and Becky had set a new standard for how celebrities should handle rumors with grace, transparency, and unity. Even fellow actors reached out publicly, commending their strength. In one talk show appearance weeks later, Freen was asked how she handled the pressure of public attention. She smiled and said, "It's hard, but when you have someone who understands, you're never really alone." The host quickly followed up with, "And that someone is?" Freen laughed softly. "You already know." Backstage after the show, Becky hugged her tightly and said, "You're brave." Freen replied, "No, we're brave." By now, their friendship had become more than a media topic. It had become an example. Fans admired how they turned rumors into lessons, chaos into calm, and doubt into strength. Their bond became a symbol of how love, platonic or otherwise, can thrive even under pressure. Months later, as they stood together at a major award ceremony, Freen turned to Becky during her acceptance speech and said, "Thank you for walking through the noise with me, for being my peace." Becky, fighting back tears, simply mouthed, "Always." The crowd gave them a standing ovation. It wasn't just about awards anymore. It was about survival, loyalty, and two people who chose understanding over headlines. And as the cameras flashed and the world watched, Freen and Becky smiled, side by side, stronger than ever. Their story wasn't just about clarification anymore. It had become a testament to unbreakable connection, a reminder that real bonds don't need labels, they just endure. This is K-Drama Cycle, bringing you the heartfelt continuation of Freen and Becky's journey, a story that proves that no matter how loud the world gets, truth and trust will always speak louder.